So I don't even really have.
Hey, hello and welcome to my geography now reaction to Thailand. We are live here on Twitch now. I hope you're all fine and welcome to this video. Please subscribe. Probably you will watch it on YouTube, or if you are here, follow me on Twitch. And yeah, moment. I also write it down in the chat. Please follow me on Twitch and subscribe to my channel. So here we are, Thailand, geography now reaction.
So I don't even really have to give much of an introduction. You've all heard of Thailand. This country is the 21st century tourism powerhouse that took the world by storm. Will I do my best for this entire video? Yes.
And
I am. So if you're feeling crabby,
I have seen these pictures here.
yes, I am. So if you're feeling crabby,
these pictures I have seen before. It seems like to be one of the most beautiful places on earth. At least it looks like this. Of course, you say this about many places, like also New Zealand and Norway, but yeah, it feels awesome.
Don't Phuket what time it is. Porn. Time it is. Porn.
Porn is in Thai. This, I don't know, I can't read this. I would like to read this. I have to. I mean, I say it about every language I hear or see, that I have to learn it. And but Thai is no difference. I would love to learn a bit Thai, and maybe I will even do so after this video. Let me check out something very quick. Just for because I'm interested in every language, as you maybe know. Asian Thai. You can also make Thai here. Learn Thai.
สวัสดีค่ะ
Swatika.
สวัสดีค่ะ
I love it. Moment. Let me try something. Here.
ผมชอบประเทศของคุณมากครับ
ดิฉันรักคุณค่ะ ดิฉันรักคุณค่ะ
Moment.
ดิฉันรักคุณค่ะ
Ditan Rakunka. Blue Lady. Let's continue with the video. I will continue with Thai. I mean, it's not unrespectful. I don't want to be unrespectful towards any language in the world when I just learn a few words or listen to a few words and try to learn a bit. And I don't claim then to know any of these languages, just sound a bit and maybe even being able to read a few signs. That's all I can probably hope for the most languages, but I will try my best to learn a bit at least. And it's not unrespectful, I swear.
It's time to learn geography.
If you want me to react more often something here on Twitch, geography now a few countries, and upload the videos later on YouTube, also yeah, write it in somewhere.
Due to continuity issues, we have to film this out of sequence.
Hey everybody, I'm your host Barbs. Get your Geography Now merchandise at geographynow.com. It's not selling out if it's your brand. Thailand, the land of smiles. And it is also the home of Julie, our next co-host. Say hi, Julie. How you doing? Yay! Oh, also we got Anya and Som. They're also going to be in this episode.
I would of course also love to go to Thailand one day. Every country. And always try to be as respectful. I mean, respectful towards everything, culture, language. Maybe not some political opinions and so, but yeah, that's something I can't change. I'm a political person. I love politics.
So later on in the episode, you'll see them. Anything you want to say to the subscribers about Thailand?
You should visit.
Also,
maybe I will even visit Thailand in the more or less near future, because it is close to Vietnam. My girlfriend lives in Vietnam. Vietnam is a part of the ASEAN countries like Thailand, meaning she can move there. I mean, I don't know about move. She can, without a visa, she can go there and also traveling. So it is for her much easier to go to Thailand. For me, it's probably also not difficult. I don't think that Thailand has difficulties for Europeans, or at least I'm not aware about. But yeah, maybe I will be in Thailand also soon, in a few years or so.
We're not Taiwan.
Don't get it confused. No.
No,
All right.
not confused.
Let's pad see you it, shall we?
It's funny, this jokes always. I like it.
They are the crossroads of the Sinosphere and Indosphere and the Malay world. And they have the inland mountains and the coastal waters.
And they're so.
Thailand is also in the center of all of this, but Myanmar is even a bit more in the center of when you consider Japan, China, Afghanistan, Indonesia, but Thailand also.
The Sinosphere and Indosphere and the Malay world. And they have the inland mountains and the coastal waters.
And there's so much going on.
First of all, the country is located in Southeast Asia on what is commonly referred to as...
Moment. I write on YouTube that I am live here on Twitch and react on something. I mean, probably no one will see it, but still, I give my viewers, my subscribers on YouTube, of course, also the chance to watch me live on Twitch, if that is what they want. I mean, I have not so many subscribers, so that would be, I mean, maybe some of them have time. I mean, I have someone in France, I think I have someone in Russia, and maybe in Nepal or India somewhere, but anyway, we continue with the video. If they are interested, they would come, and yeah, then I mean, is it not worth to wait now, because who knows what they are doing right now. If they have time, also, I think you can also watch it later on if you came after I started. So let's continue.
The Indo-Chinese Peninsula, bordering 4 other countries, and is shaped like Dumbo, the flying elephant.
Cambodia, Myanmar, Malaysia. Yeah, it's also funny that they both have this kind of stretching out on this peninsula here. Myanmar and here Thailand has much more. But yeah, let's continue. Cambodia.
Elephant with a really long disfigured trunk. In that long disfigured trunk, they have a long bicoastal access section on the Kra Isthmus, shared with Myanmar, that straddles the Andaman Sea to the west and the Gulf of...
Moment. I should probably have done it earlier. Now, not this.
Thailand to the east. This trunk squeezes at its narrowest point near the city of Ratchapkirikan at only about 7 miles or 11 points.
I hope you can hear it, me and the video.
5 kilometers wide. That's not even the narrowest section though. At the very end of the border with Cambodia at the Trat province, they have a section that is only 450 meters wide until you hit the border from the coast. Oh, and speaking of provinces, the country is made up of 76 of them, known as Changwat. Keep in mind, all the provinces are also named after their capital.
Of course, theoretically I would like to, I know it's maybe a bit ambitious, also know the different regions or provinces, but it's 76. I mean, when I would know the provinces of Vietnam one day, this is something I would maybe even, I should maybe also learn, but yeah, yeah. not all the countries, all the provinces or subdivisions I cannot learn. I would much more like the languages, to learn the languages. That's still interesting. Let's see.
Capitals or namesake cities, so you don't have to memorize anything extra. Also, each province has its own flag. They look pretty cool, usually based on Buddhist undertones. In addition, there are 2 special districts, which are cities that act with the same administrative level as a province. The capital, Bangkok, and Pattaya. The capital and largest city of the country, of course, is Bangkok, classified as one of the world's mega cities, with a larger metropolitan population at around 14 million as of 2022. Here, of course, you can find the
I think the larger metropolitan region of Ho Chi Minh City, the largest city of Vietnam, is about 13 million or something like this. Also very big, much bigger than any German city.
2 busiest airports, Bangkok's Suvarnabhumi International Airport on the southeast side and Don Mueang International on the north side of the city. Bangkok also has their own port on the Chao Phraya River that meanders through the city. However, the biggest and busiest shipping port is at Lem Chabang at the Bay of Thailand. From there, if we don't include all the cities that could be classified as connecting to the larger Bangkok Metropolitan Bay region, like Nonthaburi, Chonburi, or Prakret, the second largest cities would be Hat Yai in the south, close to Malaysia, and Nakhon Ratchasima, just a bit up northeast from Bangkok. Nonetheless, due to the heavy demand for tourism, the second and third largest and busiest airports would be Phuket International on the west side and Chiang Mai in the north. Speaking of which, the country has about 1,430 islands, and Phuket being the largest one, conveniently attached by a bridge to the mainland. The country has 4 main domestic rail lines that reach every corner of the country, connecting to all their neighbors except Myanmar. There used to be a line now known as the Death Railway, but it was discontinued after World War II. Today, they are working on rebuilding it though. Finally, Thailand has 2 international land disputes, one with Cambodia over the hill of Phnom Tháp with the Preah Vihar temple, and the other with Malaysia here on these incredibly small rocks in the middle of the sea known as Pokhara and Los.
They always often argue, I mean, countries which have disputes with one another have always arguments about when it's about the ocean, little rocks in the ocean. I mean, I understand it because of the Convention of the Law of the Sea, because, you know, exclusive economic areas, but yeah, it's funny.
Island. Losin has a small lighthouse, and that's about it. Oh, and it's not a dispute, but Thailand also has this weird salient called the 3 Pagodas Pass that juts into the Burmese town of Payatonzu along the border. This is one of the only few.
But one of the reasons why I would like to learn Thai, specifically Thai, is because of the written language. It's just I mean, my girlfriend might say it looks like worms, which are dancing, but I mean, maybe, but it's just looking fantastic and wonderful. And it looks a bit like worms, I have to say. But either way, it is wonderful, and I would really like to at least be able to read it a bit. I have too much to learn. I want to learn too much. Maybe I should put more efforts into one language after another language, so not too much at the same time, but on the other hand, probably I'm not reasonable and will do everything at the same time or try it.
Places where tourists are allowed to get a 1-day visa to enter into Myanmar from Thailand if they wish. Just that I'd throw that in there.
Keep in mind, oftentimes Thai people also divide their country into 4 to 6 cultural regions.
What are these cultural regions, Julie?
They are the northern Thailand, Lana, and the northern eastern Thailand, Isan, central Thailand, Siam, and southern Thailand,
Tambra Linga?
Yeah.
Wow, you never used that word.
No.
Wow. So how do you say southern Thailand in Thai?
Pak Thai. It's like literally
Pad
south.
Thai.
Yeah.
Correct me if anything is wrong, please.
Okay.
Now, also, in regards to Bangkok, Thais actually do not call it Bangkok.
Now, was it? I'm not sure. Was it Thailand or Myanmar which have such a really long name for the capital?
Alright, so how do you say Bangkok in Thai?
Okay, so กรุงเทพมหานครอมรรัตนโกสินทร์มหินทราอยุธยามหาดิลกภพ
Okay, it was Thai. I mean Thailand with the capital with the long city name.
นพรัตน์ราชธานีบุรีรมย์อุดมราชนิเวศมหาสถานอมรพิมานอวตารสถิตสักกะทัตทิยะวิษณุกรรมประสิทธิ์
I mean, Yeah, why not? It's interesting. I would like to be able to read it myself. But it's maybe when you just want to say it very quickly, a bit too long. But yeah, who knows?
Literally the longest name of any city in the world with spacing. Now, for many years, Bangkok was listed as the world's most visited city with over 22 million tourists, meaning that for the first time in the 21st century, they dethroned Paris.
Oh, what? Yeah, I heard that before that Paris is often considered to be the world's largest or most visited city. I don't. Maybe not anymore. Maybe in the future it will change. But it was very long the case.
You, Julie, are from there.
We have 24 hours of food, and we have night markets. We have an early morning market, and we have Greek temples.
Okay, enough about Bangkok though. Another thing you have to understand is that Thailand is administratively a constitutional monarchy. Who is the king, Julie?
King Maha Rajalankon, or Rama X of Chakri dynasty, taking the throne after his father died in 2016.
He is believed to be one of the richest monarchs in the world, and since 2020 has pretty much spent most of his time living in Bavaria, Germany after the pandemic. As a
I didn't knew
Since
it.
2020 has pretty much spent
I didn't know this. That he was or is now. I mean, I don't know if he is right now. Also Germany. That's insane. Bavaria. Why not? Yeah.
most of his time living in Bavaria, Germany after the pandemic. As a constitutional monarchy, all government affairs are handled by the National Assembly and Prime Minister since 1932.
Nonetheless, even though the king's role is restricted by the constitutional law, he still holds a huge level of power and influence, mostly thanks to the Thailand
Lèse-majesté laws.
Yes.
This means that people who criticize the king, his family, and even their pets can face heavy charges if it's strong or not.
Yeah, I have heard this before. I think it's a bit strange or weird, but yeah, it is as it is. I mean, many different countries are in or seem to be weird for me. So, who am I to say anything against this or accept it? I think it's weird.
No comment.
No comment. Moving on.
Much of what is now in Thailand started to develop about 1,000 years ago when this person, Pa Kun Singh in Kalatip, crowned himself the first king during the Sukhothai era in 1238.
Later, the Ayutthaya kingdom formed and eventually unified them in 1448 under.
That's interesting.
Later, the.
This had also parts of Vietnam in it. That's interesting. Thai Vie. So you see also in the purple top right corner Thai Vie. That looks pretty much like something maybe in what year was this?
Crowned himself the first king during the Sukhothai era in 1238.
Later, the Ayutthaya kingdom formed and eventually.
So yeah, here's the other numbers. 1300. It was this. With all of this in 1400, it was. They lost a bit in Cambodia and parts of Vietnam. Okay. But you see also the Thai Vie Dala is what is heard today. Hanoi seems to have changed its name. Interesting.
Eventually unified them in 1448 under King, how do you say that? Rameswaran? Lamasuan.
The northern areas known as Lana have their own things going on, divided into 5 kingdoms.
Long story short, they had a bunch of wars with Burma, what is now Myanmar. The Portuguese were the first Europeans to come in. They called it Siam.
Over time, their global interaction developed more than yet they never became colonized. We've never been colonized. Woo! Well, there was the Imperial Japan.
I was about to say that at least they were occupied. Maybe not colonized, but occupied by, I think, or was it just in a corporation? I'm not sure.
And got really close to war in World War II, but it was like.
All right, I'm taking over you. You're going to be part of my empire.
Considering who's surrounding us, that might not be a good idea.
Oh, yeah. Okay, but you have to give me free passage and join us against the Allied powers.
Okay, fine, sure, whatever.
So okay, so they were not a part of Imperial Japan, but they were forced to let them march through or even to support them or so. But they were not part of the empire, of the Japanese Imperial Empire. Interesting.
Do it. I officially declare war on the U.S. and Britain. Oh, I am not delivering this news to them. Hey, allies, I totally didn't mean to declare war on you guys. It was just a joke to make it look like we weren't against Japan.
Wait, you declared war on me? Oh, I wasn't even paying attention, but okay, sure.
Woo! Saved by indifference.
You guys remember Aaron? He was in the Sylvan Talk.
Interesting.
And yeah, they got by.
Yeah, never colonize, even with Japan.
Well, in any case, with 6 UNESCO,
I think also Ethiopia and Japan. Japan were also never colonized. I mean, but Ethiopia is more interesting because nearly everything else of Africa got colonized.
heritage sites, over 40,000 temples, Thailand is never short of notable places to see.
And with that, Som, why don't you take this, the notable places of Thailand. Som, you got this. We're out.
Okay, so my most favorite place in Thailand, PP, that's like on the south of Thailand. It's a very beautiful island. Chiang Mai, definitely visit. It has a lot of
It's always nice to hear this kind of things from people who live there. And this thing moment here
place in Thailand. PP
looks very beautiful. I mean, it just looks like out of a fairy tale.
that's like on the south of Thailand. It's a very beautiful island. Chiang Mai, definitely visit. It has a lot of culture. Chiang Rai, that's like a place that you can actually visit, like a lot of elephant. They have like an elephant, what is that called? Like sanctuary. And you can also like see tribe people at in a mountain in the north. Ayutthaya was capital city of Thailand like 100 years ago before they moved to Bangkok. Or old temple, building, old palace. On the west is the city called Kanchanaburi that has a lot of beautiful waterfall. In the central of Thailand is called Lopburi. That's like a city that's monkey everywhere. It's pretty interesting.
This looks very awesome. I mean, I like monkeys, and I have a few stuffed animals with monkey stuffed animals. And yeah, it's awesome. So many monkeys. I would have to. I would maybe I would need to visit this city, this place.
People not gonna rob you. It's gonna be monkey that try to steal stuff from you. It's really funny, but you gotta be careful if you go to that city. My favorite place that I always go is called Khao San Road, and then there's a lot of street food there on that street.
One question for people from Thailand, if they are here in the chat or if they later watch this on YouTube. In Thailand, do they speak English? I mean, of course they speak Thai, of course, but how much percentage of how is your guess how many people in your country or in Thailand speak English or know how to speak English? I heard in Malaysia it's very high, but I'm not sure about Thailand. So please tell me if you know.
You just visit.
Thank you, Som. Well, we are just getting started because part of the reason Thailand is so colorful is because naturally it just is that way.
That means we move on to the next segment.
So thanks to its location in the tropics, Thailand is no stranger to extreme nature conditions.
You'll definitely see this side of Thailand if visiting.
Thailand is located at the convergence of 3 major tectonic plates, the Australian...
I have to check something for a moment. That's good, okay. Everything is fine. I just checked the quality and it is high quality. So also here, so not just the stream records in high quality, also the video is playing in high quality, that's important.
Indian and Eurasian plates, with numerous fault lines cracking mostly throughout the west and northern parts of the country. These fault zones are essentially what create the shield of mountain ranges, like the Dangrek, the Chabun, the Dona, and the
It looks very mountainous, at least in the north. Especially, of course, in the north east, where it's also in Laos. In Laos, it's not so mountainous. Vietnam again, I think it's very mountainous. Let's continue. Interesting.
Thai highlands, where you can also find the highest peak of the country, Doi Intanon. In between these mountains, you have two incredibly lush and fertile flat areas, the central plain, known as the Chao Phraya River Valley, and to the east, Korat Plateau, where you can find the longest river fully within Thailand, the Chi River. Otherwise, Thailand shares the mighty Mekong River on the border with Laos.
Mekong River, this river came from, has its origin in the Tibetan Plateau, together with some other mighty Asian rivers.
The largest natural lake in Thailand is way down south, Songkhla Lake, which is divided into 3 parts, and it does have an opening to the Bay of Thailand at the bottom part by the town of Songkhla, which is why the lake has partly salty, brackish water. Otherwise, up in the mountains...
But if it has some access to the ocean, is it then not just a lagoon? Theoretically, when you classify this as a... whether it's a lake or not, I mean, that's why the Caspian Sea is a lake. And not ocean or like a Black Sea, because it has no connection to the oceans. Although in the past it had a connection, but it's been now closed for a very long time. But there's still some salt in the Caspian Sea as well. But would you then not consider this to be a lagoon? But of course, also there's a small connection, as you see here. So, but I don't know if this would be then enough to consider it as a lagoon or, yeah. But at the end, it doesn't matter how you call it. It's probably beautiful.
Of Songkhla, which is why the lake has partly salty, brackish water. Otherwise, up in the mountains in the west, the Sinakarin Dam is the largest reservoir in the country at over 17 billion cubic meters of water. Finally, the country is split up mostly into 2 separate climate zones. The upper part of the nation mostly lies in the tropical savanna or tropical monsoon zone, whereas the Kra Isthmus falls in the tropical rainforest zone. The country has 3 main seasons throughout the year: the cool, dry season between November and February, the hot season from March to May, and the monsoon season from June to October. During this time, the country is prone to the occasional typhoon on the east coast or cyclone to the west. Quick terminology recap: cyclone.
But cyclones are called in the Indian Ocean, as in other countries or other parts of the world is called differently. But the big, gigantic typhoons, cyclones, would not. I mean, unlike Myanmar and Indonesia, I mean, also same with Vietnam, as you see. Thailand has here the shield, Indonesia, to block the big storms. Here can also, of course, create some storms, but not the large one, which have a long distance to build up. I think at least that's the thing, that the big gigantic storms which came from the Pacific Ocean or the Indian Ocean cannot crash into Thailand or Vietnam or Cambodia, because Philippines and Indonesia are blocking. Tell me if I'm correct with this, or if it is partly correct. Let's continue. Cyclones, it's called in the Indian Ocean, hurricanes in the Atlantic and Caribbean, and I'm not sure where it is called typhoon. Maybe in Japan, in the North Pacific?
Cyclones are for the southern hemisphere and Indian Ocean, whereas typhoon is for East Asian Pacific. Typhoons.
Typhoons! Well, I just know that Thailand is very humid and a lot of mosquitoes. I have a really
Oh. I don't like this.
bad allergic to mosquitoes.
So when you go back to Thailand, it's like
a
allergic
do or
reaction
die.
every day. But it's the motherland.
I know. Well, in any case, Thailand is classified as newly industrialized country, making the 8th largest economy in Asia. Second, Southeast Asia after Indonesia. When it comes to business, Thailand is a hustler and we're good at it.
Walking down the alleyways.
I'm not sure where it is, how big of an economy Vietnam has, but maybe I have to wait until the Vietnam episode comes out, or I'll just find it out somewhere later.
In Bangkok, you will find almost any type of vendor or profession, whether legitimate or questionable.
We always have legitimate industry.
Yeah,
What are you talking about?
People always go towards the wacky side, though. It's like,
Yeah, that's a
real stuff, too.
stereotype. For one, since the 80s, Thailand has designated 25% of the land area of forest protection and 15% of timber production. In addition, they are huge on the electronics sector, making up almost a fifth of all exports.
Now here's where things start to kind of get into the gray zone-ish area. area. For Thailand, much of the economic activity and numbers are hard to accurately calculate because there is an entire informal sector with underground market activity.
This is sometimes called a shadow economy. This could be anything from unreported or misreported vendor sales or illicit black market dealings.
Thailand lies, everybody knows this, within the Golden Triangle. We already talked about this in previous episodes, overlapping 3 countries in Southeast Asia, which are widely known as the second largest opium producing area on Earth after the Golden Crescent.
A bit is in Vietnam, but the most not. If it's really a thing, I'm not sure about it, but Iran, Afghanistan, and Pakistan, and Myanmar, Thailand, Laos, and a tiny bit Vietnam, maybe. Laos. Interesting. I mean, I have never heard of this before, but interesting.
Middle East. Nonetheless, the government has been cracking down on these types of dealings and has been putting a heavier emphasis on a more positive sectors like tourism, the most obvious one.
Thailand tourism industry makes up.
But I have also heard that these countries in Southeast Asia and also China have a very aggressive drug policy with harsh punishments for drug using, and of course this may be a bigger difficulty than in Europe and other countries or other parts of the world. I won't say anything about it, but a different approach is maybe also possible. At least a harsh punishment. For example, death penalty. I'm against the death penalty in any way. So, in any country in the world, I'm not sure about whether Thailand has a death penalty. Moment, let me check this out. Just because I'm interested. Penalty. Let's see. I think they have the death penalty. Just my guess. But maybe I'm wrong. Abolished for all crimes. Abolished in practice. Yeah, but Thailand. I mean, Myanmar has it abolished in practice, and Cambodia. That's interesting. Has abolished it for all crimes. That's interesting. I mean, I'm against the death penalty in any country in the world, and it is always in everywhere in the world wrong. For different reasons, many different reasons. But I mean, if you have someone who a court said that the person, whether it's now he or she, I don't care, is guilty of have done something criminal. Whatever it is, whether it's now a murder or drug traffic or something else. And then you find out later, and you killed the person, allows the death penalty, and later you find out that he was innocent. When you killed him, you can't change anything. You can't make things up again. If the person is just put in prison, you can let him out again. Also, I think it's inhumane in general. Even if someone is 100% guilty, it's still wrong to kill him for this. In my opinion. In my humble opinion. And yeah. It's wrong in the United States, it's wrong in China, in Japan, in India, in Thailand, in Indonesia, in Libya, Egypt, Sudan, South Sudan, Eritrea, Somalia, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Uganda. Is it Uganda? I think it's Uganda. Botswana, Zimbabwe, Lesotho, United States, Cuba, Guyana, Belarus, Nigeria, Equatorial Guinea, Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iran, Iraq, Syria, Yemen, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Oman, UAE, Bahrain, Kuwait, Vietnam, Taiwan, Philippines, Brunei, Malaysia. It's wrong for every country in the world. for the same reasons: inhumane, cruelty, and if someone innocent was killed through the death penalty, if you find it out later, you can't change it. You can't make things up again. So, a moment of to take a look. For example, in Russia, since 1996, it is, as far as I know, no one has been executed as death penalty, and but it's not yet constitutional. I think it's still in the law, but it's no one is. We get every crime which was earlier, you were killed for, is now lifelong in prison. I think it's also inhumane to put someone for his whole life in prison. I think about crime and how to treat criminal people, or how to deal with criminals. Some shining examples in the world are Norway, Sweden, and Finland. And you may say they just have little population, but if you take a look on the rate of people doing crimes again after being released from prison per capita, it's also one of the lowest in the world. I will also maybe make a video about this. I made a video about prisons in Norway. So yeah, that being said, death penalty should be nowhere in the world, I think. I mean, when you look back, from 2009. You see, 2009 Mongolia also had this penalty. Now it is yellow. So, and also at some places in Africa, took the death penalty away. The Republic of the Congo and Gabon, Benin and Togo. I think also the Burkina Guinea-Bissau also took the death penalty away. Bolivia joined the group of putting it into the constitution. At least some changed from black to grey, like Guatemala. So there's hope. We are. It's coming closer to maybe. I mean, it's still in so many countries. Those are the countries I would not like to. I mean, I would hesitate to live in because of this. I mean, I don't think that I would make any serious crime, but the possibility that I might just be killed because as a punishment is giving me this ungood feeling. And I've never done anything in my life criminal. So, still. That's one of the reasons I want maybe to move to Russia one day. I mean, when they would reintegrate the death penalty, I would not consider this. But I have also other reasons why I would like to move to Russia maybe one day. But enough of this. Enough of the death penalty. Let's go back to this video. I mean, my question. I got my question answered. I put this here. I mean, I don't think that this will change so soon. I mean, every year, of course, you can hope. It is anyway. Let's go back to Thailand. You can write down what you think about this in the comments in YouTube and here on Twitch, wherever you want. Let's continue with the video.
Nearly a fifth of GDP today and is projecting to grow to 30% by 2030.
Instagram once ranked Thailand as one of the top ranked photograph locations on Earth.
Thailand offers many different types of tourism, from medical, gastronomical, sport, and even nature tourism.
And speaking of nature, here's Gary Harlow to explain. Caleb's not here, but you know, the hat turns anybody into Gary Harlow, so Ian, it's your turn.
Oh man, oh, whoa! So, thanks to their tropical climate, Thailand is definitely brimming with creatures of all sorts. There are 156 national parks, 58 wildlife sanctuaries, 67 non-hunting areas, and 120 forest parks. Now, this makes up a third of the entire country's territory. Now, there's over 280 mammal species, everything from leopards to Malaysian.
I already thought, or I mean, it's obvious that they have probably a lot of wildlife, considering that there are so much forest and so much also rainforest in the south, and so let's see.
Sun bears, gibbons, macaques, the Indo-Chinese subspecies of tigers, or tigers. Whew, that'll wake you up in the morning. And speaking of felines, the Siamese cat actually originated here. I always thought it was Chinese, but no, it's here, Thailand. Now here you can also find the smallest mammal on Earth, called the Kittis hog-nosed bat, or the bumblebee bat. Now Thailand claims to have the world's first and largest crocodile farm. Now finally, we cannot forget the national... Thailand claims to have the world's first and largest...
I mean, of course it looks a bit crazy, but I've also seen Russians putting their head or their hand inside of a brown bear's mouth, so when they are trained and when you have good control in them, but still, the crocodile could easily kill this guy, so... I mean, I'm not sure, maybe there are people with some guns or so which could in the emergency kill the crocodile, but still, it's very dangerous. It looks very dangerous, but it's also amazing.
Crocodile farm. Now finally, we cannot forget the national animal, the Thai elephant. Today there's about 3,500 elephants that are in captivity and about 1,000 estimated elephants in the wild. Now elephants are widely revered in Thailand and have played an important role in the country's history, and especially to the royal family, where the white elephant is their symbol. And the king specifically keeps a small number of white Thai elephants alive. They're presented at special events and so forth. Thai people and elephants, they like it. You know what? Now it looks like I'm gonna have to elephase my way out of here. So I'm just gonna, hey, what is happening to me?
Thank you, Gary.
Yes, Thailand's land is never short of provision. At one time, they were even the #1 provider of rice in the world. And today, their cow hall millet has been declared the world's best rice 7 times out of 13 World Rice Conferences.
Thailand is heavy on gastro-diplomacy, which the government initiated in the Global Thai program launched in 2002. Basically, it's a culinary diplomacy initiative that they fund in order to promote Thailand via food across the world.
This is why you can find Thai restaurants in some of the most remote places on Earth.
Even like the Arctic, Svalbard, Norway has a Thai restaurant. To talk more about food,
It's funny. I mean, I was never in a Thai restaurant. I'm not sure if I would even be able to eat something there because I'm so picky with eating, but I would still try it.
we bring up Anya.
So, guys, sorry, I like Looney Tunes, so that's my commentary. Just don't sue me, okay? The street vendor culture is so huge in Thailand. We never sleep on the street, off the street, in a small alley. I think most people...
There's kind of night markets or little stands on the, or this places where you can sell or you can buy stuff like food, and so also on the street I have seen a few of them also in Vietnam. I mean, what means a few, they have also a large amount of them. And I was also in a night market, so I wonder if they are similar there in Thailand.
Going out instead of cooking in. Like every region, they have their own food culture. Like in the north part of Thailand, khao soi. Khao soi is like a kind of noodle, curry noodle. On top of the noodle, they're gonna have the crispy noodle on top of that noodle again. And when you eat it, you mix it all together with the pickle and red onion.
Noodle on noodle.
noodle or noodle. The sauce, I would say the most spicy Thai food. They have like gang tai pra, khua king, which is, it could be ribs or ground pork. Central, I think the most normal thing that people know is green curry or red curry. Khao man gai, pad see ew, pad thai, tom yum.
Like the most popular.
My girlfriend would definitely love to be there and to try out all of the food, and she would probably also try to make me try some food. Maybe she would be successful, but yeah. For me it doesn't look very interesting. I mean, I just I eat nearly nothing. It's just a few amount of dishes, but maybe she would, my girlfriend would be able to make me eat or try out something.
You find out Thai restaurants are central.
Like normal stuff. The northeast, my region, they have like a million kind of papaya salad. The taste is gonna be like sweet and it comes with peanut. Or you can have Isan or Lao styles, which is that come with like fermented anchovy fish sauce, which is, we call it tam pu pala, or like fermented crab, fermented fish sauce. Another dish is like larb, and they usually have it with sticky rice. The main dessert for me, I think, is mango sticky rice. I have my favorite spot, Mavari, I think at Pak Soi Thong Lo, which is the best mango sticky rice in town for me.
Thank you, Anya. Two other things we should also mention. Thailand is one of the largest entomophagous countries on earth. That is, nations that have a high rate of insect consuming.
And you can find that in the street stalls pretty much everywhere on Khao Road. And it's like a various snack that you can just enjoy. Way
than any other country in the world, averaging at about...
I skipped this part because I don't like insects. I'm not unrespectful. Eat your insects, but I would not like to eat my insects. I eat cookies, I eat my noodles, but I don't eat insects. Maybe it is even nutritious, but I mean, it's just too weird for me, and it's not unrespectful. I respect all of the cultures. It's not just it's just not something for me.
11.4 liters per person. That's 4 times more than us Americans.
Well, we do have a lot of energies.
Speaking of the energy of the people, that brings us to the next segment, the... Anya, Som, Julie.
We're halfway into the video, and we have just we are now approaching the people. Okay, let's see.
Answer the question, what is a Thai person? Go.
Thai person is like kind.
We smile a lot. That's why we call land of smiles.
Religious? Yeah, we are religious.
Yeah, we are.
I think we are an empath. We're an empath.
We could be crazy sometimes.
Yes.
One thing that's for sure, Thais are very proud of being Thai.
Every day at 8 p.m. and 6 p.m., the national anthem is played on loudspeakers.
Everybody just stops.
And people would just stop for 40 seconds and stand there until it's over.
I mean, as I said, different cultures, it's alright. I don't say anything against it. It just for me, it seems for me a bit weird. But I imagine the same thing happening in Germany. That's all I wanted to say. But yeah, let's continue.
The makeup of Thailand is very interesting too, and here's how it kind of breaks down. For one, Thailand has about 70 million people, and the government officially recognizes 62 ethnic communities naturally found within the country. The largest group of peoples, of course, are the ethnic Thai people at somewhere around 86% of the population. However, it's a little more complicated. The Thais are kind of broken up into specific groups, the largest ones being the Korat Thai, or the Central Thai people, that are spread throughout most of the central parts of the country. They make up about 39% of the population. From there, the next largest group would be the Isan, or Thai Lao, mostly found near the border of Laos. They make up about 28% of the population. From there you have the Konwang at about 10% and Southern Thai at about 9%. The largest non-Thai groups though would be Malays, mostly in the border with Malaysia at about 4%. Cambodian or Khmer peoples, mostly in the border with Cambodia, make up about 2%. And about 8% of the country belongs to other groups, a huge chunk of this being Chinese.
Thailand currency is baht. They use the types of ANC plug outlets, and the drive is on the...
I have never I mean I always use moment.
Is baht. They use
the lower type of. I mean I don't know why he's mentioning this. Always maybe for traveling, for people who like to travel. Then it's I think logic why he's doing this. Yeah. Okay.
plug outlets, and the drive is on the left side of the road.
Yeah, they simply just did it because most of their neighbors were doing it and they just wanted to join.
It's funny because Myanmar is not doing this, and Myanmar was also a part of the British Empire at some point. So all of the former British colonies, some have changed it. I think Egypt was also British colony at some point, also Sudan and South Sudan, but they changed it obviously. Interesting.
Going along, not because of British influence, never colonized.
Never.
Now, here's where things get a little confusing. Thailand actually has the largest Chinese community out.
I thought at the moment.
Never.
That's weird. I mean, yes, I said it before that they were never colonized, but still, in the moment when I said that through the influence of British, but maybe it's a British area ended with Myanmar. Myanmar was part of Britain or British Empire. Thailand not, but then. Yeah, okay, they just adapted, and then Myanmar later changed it back to the right side. It doesn't matter so much, so who cares?
Now, here's where things get a little confusing. Thailand actually has the largest Chinese community outside of Thailand at somewhere around 10 million, or about a seventh of the population. However, this group of Chinese people, or Sino-Thai people, are actually fully assimilated into Thai society and often just call themselves Thai.
They are mostly from southern China called Teochew in the Guangdong province.
After years of intermingling, geneticists speculate that somewhere around 40% of the population of Thailand could have at least one Chinese ancestor. Today, most of them have actually adopted Thai last names, or at least use Chinese last names and add Thai words to the end, due to a law that states that people are not allowed to have the same last name if they are not related.
Well, in any case, the Thai language is completely different from Chinese. It's actually part of the Thai language group, which is related to Shan language in Myanmar and Lao in Laos.
How much Lao can you guys understand?
60%?
60, 70%? Would you say Lao people can understand Thai better?
Of course, because they consume our entertainment and stuff.
So the Thai alphabet, or abugida, is made up of 44 consonants.
44 consonant symbols. I mean, we have 26, so who cares? Different amount of consonants. And how many vocals?
Symbols and 16 vowel indicators.
Every
alphabet
and 14
or abugida is made up of 44 consonant symbols and
16 vowel indicators. So something I've heard of this before. So for this, some languages have extra vowel letters like German and English, like E, A, and so, but and other languages have just this indicators on the letters which indicate what vowel it is. So interesting.
16 vowel indicators.
Every Thai person knows the 44 pictures that go with the 44 consonants of the Thai script.
The first. Maybe I have to take a look on this at the internet later. Maybe I even find it then. Well, I find it later.
From G, chicken, to H, owl.
Otherwise, Thai is a tonal language, spoken with 5 tones, meaning you can make an entire sentence using just one syllable, but changing...
That's also similar to in Vietnam. You have the same kind of word, or the same word, and on one of the I think in one of the letters is this this indicator, and rather depending on how you pronounce it, whether you go from how you change this, it makes it the sound different, and it's the same word. I mean the same letters, but with a different indicator, and then you have different words. It's similar to Vietnam. I heard about this myself before. For the second, for example, na I just say it now as na, you would go no. In the third, no. The fourth is no. From low to from the bottom more or less to the top. How is this with 1, 3, and 5? I'm not sure.
The tone. For example.
Oh, I'm not doing that.
So that is like ไหม้ new silk doesn't burn. I love this one. ป่า
Moment.
ไหม้ new silk doesn't burn. I love this one.
Ba. You see, it's the same two letters B and A, but in Romanized. But it's a different indicator on the A, and then it's different pronounced. Throwing frost, auntie, dad, sugar, daddy. Sugar daddy. I thought it's 6 words. Why is it now? There are just 5 words, but okay, I understand.
ป่า
All right.
ส้มหิวข้าวแล้วนะ ขับไปเลยไม่ต้องไปส่งที่บ้านนี่ขับตามกันไปเลยเนี่ย
I'm gonna add subtitles.
Now, officially, Thailand has freedom of religion. However, the vast majority are.
I mean, yeah, that's good. I guess. I mean, I'm not religious, so yeah. My girlfriend is Buddhistic. My girlfriend is Buddhism. Sure.
Are Buddhist at about 95% of the population.
This makes Thailand the country with the second highest Buddhist population in the world after China, even though China is only about 20% Buddhist. It's interesting though, Thai Buddhism has a lot of traditional Thai folklore and Hindu overlap within it. Within temples and shrines, you might see many Hindu or folk deities depicted like Brahma.
What is the spirit house? You put it there and then do some kind of ritual, ceremony to bless in that house.
For a blessing.
Yeah, for a blessing, so that spiritual figure will protect your home from harm.
And you find them everywhere in Thailand. And they usually give them offerings like flowers, incense, fruits, and for some reason, a lot of them have like strawberry Fanta. That's like a thing I see everywhere.
This kind of shrines or rituals or folk beliefs and so is also kind of spread in Vietnam. I think they have this kind of pagoda where they go. It's like, I think something from Buddhism. I was in one of them. Interesting. With a Fanta. That's interesting.
The color
Yeah.
red, right? Mm-hmm. Thailand also has a heavy culture of short-term Buddhist ordination in which many men are encouraged to serve as monks for a period of time. Monks are not allowed to touch women unless if it's like an emergency, like if their mom is dying or something. Now, going to Thailand, you will notice how much the royal family is integrated into daily life.
Every neighborhood has a shop and sell approved images of them, and they're always on the wall.
We won't get too much into it because it'll take way too long to explain. It's a hot button issue amongst the people, but essentially Thailand has had many controversial monarchy-related incidences within their history. We're not going to get much more into this. If you want to say stuff, write it in the comments. Otherwise, we're going to just move on. Okay?
No comment.
No comment. Yeah.
Well, let's move on.
Okay.
What better way to move on, Paul? Sport.
Sports. Yes. And with that, here's Art with the sports part.
It's geography sports time. He's so light. All right, so let's start off with the Asian Games. Bangkok has hosted them more than any other country in Southeast Asia. Moreover, Thailand has hosted more SEA games as well. Thailand also ranks high in badminton competitions, which is actually one of my favorite sports. I like badminton a lot. Did you know that? No. When I was in high school, I used to play a lot. For some reason,
I have seen a video. I have not yet reacted to it. Maybe I will. Where Vietnam wins in a football match. Against also China. Now, can you please? I was about to say something. Fuck off.
I always liked.
Why did it just popped up in the middle of my video? I don't know. Anyway, we will continue with the video. Moment. This was annoying. Why was this somehow popping up?
Hitting that little birdie. Punish that little thing, you know what I mean? Thailand usually ranks #1 in Southeast Asia for football, soccer. These two guys here are
I think the overwhelming people, just United States and a few small others, I think, also call it soccer. So, yeah. Maybe it's more divided, but I think more than half of the earth call it football.
probably the most famous footballers in Thailand. Alexander Albon is actually the only F1 racer known in Thailand. Thailand in total has 35 medals in the Olympics, and 10 of those are actually gold. I don't know why I just did 5. 5 times 2. 2 5s.
Math is
10. The 3 events that Thailand has done well in the Olympics: weightlifting, boxing, and taekwondo. And speaking of combat sports, the moment you have all been waiting for. Best sport ever from Thailand, Muay Thai, known as the art of 8 limbs. You can hit with your fists, your shins, your elbows, and your knees. And then pow, the match begins. But do not touch people on the top of the head. It's a big no-no in Thai culture. Oh, speaking of...
Also in Vietnam, I've heard this. To pat someone on the head is... maybe a mother do it with her child, I'm not sure, but normally people don't do it, and it's considered to be... as far as I think it was also in Vietnam the same. I'm not sure, but maybe I have a mistake or something, but anyway.
Fighting. Let's talk about Krabi Krabon. This is a traditional Thai weapon martial art form. The bodyguards of the royal family must be highly trained in this martial art form as well. Competitions and performances are really cool to watch. And finally, Thailand used to take part in this unique elephant polo competition known as the King's Cup. In 2018, though, it was announced that the competition would be discontinued after complaints filed by PETA. No more elephant polo. Well, they definitely complained about the elephants, but not the horses. What's up with that, PETA? Tarchin's segment on Geography Now.
It sounds nice. Why? Why is... I mean... it looked awesome.
And that's it for me. Cheers.
Thank you, Art.
Well, fun fact about Thais, we're very competitive with beauty pageants. On any given day, there will probably be some kind of beauty pageants going on with different types of people, and there's a lot of expectations.
So much to talk about with Thailand's culture. So with that, here's Random Hannah to give you just a few more general overview factoids of Thai culture.
Hi guys, it's good to be back. And remember, you can get a random...
Yeah, please, if later you watch this from Thailand, subscribe to my channel. I would really love to have subscribers from all the countries in the world.
Hannah shirt at gmail.com.
Wearing it.
First thing, in Thailand, if you are on the phone receiving Thai text, you might see the number 5 a lot. Because in Thai, the number 5 is pronounced ha. So they're really just laughing. Ha ha ha. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Every Thai at birth is given a nickname in addition to their regular name. It's based on an old superstition that evil spirits, or bisat, these evil spirits are apparently constantly on the lookout for newborn children, and these nicknames apparently confuse them. Common nicknames include things like tadpole, fat, mouse, swan, and orange. At special occasions, you will often see people wearing traditional clothing. For women, a common thing you can see is the sing. It's an ankle-length silk tube skirt. And for men,
There's also this traditional Vietnamese dress. Maybe I can find it here also. Ao Dai, was it this? I hope I don't mix things up now. That's not Tracht in Vietnam. I was correct. I didn't have the accents, but Ao Dai. So, I don't know. Here, there are some examples of this. It looks very beautiful. I think it also on Vietnamese marriages. Maybe I have to. I want theoretically to marry her in Germany, but also there would be definitive a celebration in Vietnam, and maybe even we would marry in Vietnam and celebrate in Germany. But yeah, I like this dress. It looks beautiful.
you
Let's continue.
can can find a chong kraven, which is a lower body silk wrap pant garment. There are so many quirks and customs in Thailand. Everywhere you'll find the Nang Kwak. It's the beckoning lady statue that is said to bring business and love. She always does this. The number 9 is considered lucky. Amulet culture and lucky charms are huge here. Taxis and bus drivers have altars on their dashes.
I am going for a moment to the toilet, so yeah, you have to wait here a moment. Hi, I'm back. We will continue with the video now. I just was in the toilet, read some news, which I will talk about the news later. I will talk about what I read later. It has nothing to do with this video and nothing to do with Thailand, and Thailand deserves this that in the Thailand episode I only talk about Thailand. Let's continue.
Potted plant culture, or Maidut, is a huge thing here as well. It dates back to the Ayutthaya period, in which people needed to keep plants and crops portable in case floods washed them away. Thai people are obsessed with aromatherapy. They're most popular in the form of herbal balms or nasal sprays. This right here is called a yadon. Thank you, Geography Pam, for sending this on Fan Flag Friday. You will see people with these shoved up their noses everywhere in Thailand.
Interesting.
Did you shove this in your nose and then give it to me?
Not that one. I took the green one.
Thais are also really into astrology. I'm an Aquarius. I don't know what that means, but this even ties into every day of the week. Each day of the week has a color code pertaining to each astrology god. So you might find people wearing more of a certain color on a certain day. In addition, there are a series of taboos and traditions that follow each day. For example, on Wednesday, you're not allowed to cut things, so often barbershops are closed on Wednesdays. And finally, Thailand has so many festivals and events they celebrate. It would take forever to list them all, but here are a few of the biggest ones. The Magic Tattoo Festival, Festival of Lights, the Monkey Buffet Festival. I want to go to that one. Buddhist festivals like Buddha's birthday, and Maga Puja. The largest and most popular one, though, is the Songkran Festival. It is celebrated throughout all of Southeast Asia. People shoot water guns and splash each other with water, and everyone...
Hey, when is this?
All of Southeast Asia. People... Festivals like Buddha's birthday and Maga Puja. The largest and most popular one, though,
Songkran
is the
Festival.
Songkran Festival.
In April, but when in April? And all in Southeast Asia, also in Vietnam? Interesting.
It is celebrated throughout all of Southeast Asia. People shoot water guns and splash each other with water, and everyone gets soaked. I know who I would shoot a water gun at. My husband, because he is hot. Anyways, whatever. Here's Keith's music segment. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Random Hannah.
What's up, everybody? Keith here. I am back in the wonderful state of Florida just because, well, Florida's just a million times better than California. But anyways, Thailand knows music, and it seems everything in life incorporates it. Even before Muay Thai matches, they play music as fighters do their ritual dances. Thais will probably say the two largest traditional styles are Luk Thung and Mor Lam. Luk Thung is a country folk style with lyrics that reflect the trials and tribulations of rural life. Every Thai person will say these people are probably the most iconic folk artists. Otherwise, Mor Lam is mostly performed in the northeast part of the country, close to Laos. It is described as being folk but faster with a funk feel. A funky feel, if you will. Usually folk music is accompanied by traditional instruments, such as these. I'm going to point to this list right here. Thailand dance is also pretty crazy to watch, especially Khon. It is Thailand's traditional mask dance done with golden costumes, which is pretty dope because who doesn't love gold? Everybody loves gold. In fact, most Thai people are capable of doing complex, double-jointed dance gestures. I don't know, does this mean I'm double-jointed? Otherwise, since the 90s, Thai pop, or T-pop, has been ever-growing in the music industry. Some top performers you suggested include this list right here. And before I go, one band in particular that I must mention because, well, I'm Keith and I love metal bands, and we all know this at this point. There's a band from Thailand which is called Retrospect, and they have a song called Betrayed. Really great song, really great band. The Sumerian core era of like bands like Born of Osiris, and those influences spread throughout the world. But anyways, that's it for me. Thank you so much all to the Thai subscribers. You guys are really great, and that's it for me.
Thank you, Keith.
Well, that was a lot.
A lot. What are your favorite festivals of Thailand?
Well, it's in Got Phangan, yeah? It's kind of like the Burning Man kind of party, or even Coachella, or like if you love music, you would definitely go to the full moon party in Got Phangan.
Well, one thing that Thailand is definitely known for is the way how they interact with the rest of the world. Which brings us to the final chapter of this episode, So, due to their location and culture, Thailand has quite a history of branching out both to their neighbors and abroad.
One thing's for sure, Thailand has definitely made themselves known throughout the world. Here's how kind of plays out.
I guess. I think they get along kind of with countries in Southeast Asia. I'm not sure with Myanmar. Maybe they had some troubles. I'm not sure, but I think with other countries of Southeast Asia they get along, and with the rest I'm probably true. I mean, I don't know if there's any countries they have a big dispute with, but sometimes I'm surprised when this comes up and I think, oh, I thought this, and in reality it was more like that. So, let's see.
For one, Thailand is of course a huge international tourism hotspot, so of course everyone from Australia to Austrians love visiting, especially during peak season during December and February when the weather is the best. Nonetheless, no shocker, China alone outnumbers all of them combined, taking up over a quarter of the entire tourist demographic. Obviously, as mentioned, Thailand has the largest Chinese population in diaspora outside of China, let alone having much of their people historically intermarry and mix with Thai people. The only hiccup in relations with China took place in the 50s when this former prime minister instituted lots of anti-Chinese campaigns and restrictions. Also, occasionally China keeps a close eye whenever Taiwan wants to get close to Thailand as well. But today they are close. They share numerous bilateral agreements like a free trade zone. China is their largest import partner. Their militaries cooperate, and the two are cool with each other. With that, India comes in, and it's more of a historic and cultural bond that dates back thousands of years within the Indosphere. Not only did the Buddhist faith migrate out of northeastern India, some argue Nepal, let's not get into that, but the Thai language also borrows a substantial amount of words from Sanskrit, as well as Pali, the sacred language of Theravada Buddhism. India has very close extradition.
And as we learned, Lithuanian has some interesting similarities. As far as I know, I mean, he pointed this out in the video, and maybe he was wrong, but if it is correct, then there are also similarities between Lithuanian, our Indian, our Sanskrit, so may also kind of Thai has some connections to Lithuanian, and I mean also other European German language families have connections to there was this one I think, I don't know how the language is called, but in Central Asia there was this one language where many Indo-German languages, Germanic languages originated or have their roots in. So interesting.
Treaties. They have infrastructure investment deals, especially in the India-Myanmar-Thailand highway project, and they have a growing education exchange program. The U.S. has had relations with Thailand since the 19th century, when the Treaty of Amity and Commerce was signed in 1833, therefore making them the first nation in Asia to have formal diplomatic relations with the U.S. Yes, even before China. From there, relations have only grown. Later, Thailand joined CETO, which led to the Rusk-Tanat Agreement. In 2003, they were labeled a major non-NATO ally. However, the closest inner circle to Thailand, though, would have to be their fellow ASEAN nation countries. Granted, they've had quite a few historical wars with the Burmese, but nonetheless, best friends. Malaysia is the second largest tourist demographic, and many have family just over the border in South Thailand. Indonesia is kind of like the mediator between them and any drama they might have on the border with Cambodia. The Philippines shares a lot of similar cultural tropes with Thailand. It's almost like just replace the Buddhist backdrop with a Catholic one, and they are almost indistinguishable. When it comes to their best friend within this group, though, nearly every single Thai person
I guess it's Lao. Let's see.
Ever talked to has mentioned the same country, Laos. Laos is like the little sister of Thailand that has a slightly different way of doing things, but overall they totally get each other. It all started back in the 15th century in the Ayutthaya Kingdom, and you know, despite being under French Indochina and having some skirmishes on the border with Thailand and claiming that the Emerald Buddha was theirs and later installing a government that kind of favored Vietnam, regardless, they are still considered the closest relatives within the area and have deep ties. They speak nearly intelligible languages. They are both predominantly influenced by like Buddhism. And after you peel back all the layers of historical trauma, they cannot deny that in the end, they will always be family and care for each other. In conclusion, you're the Thai people. I'm gonna head out. You guys take it. Ready, set.
Yeah, Vietnam is also coming later in maybe next year or maybe also, I'm not sure how many episodes he makes in a year, but then also maybe the year after the next year, so 2024. Let's see when Vietnam will come. I will of course react to Vietnam then. Maybe even together with my girlfriend. I would like this.
Go.
Longtail boats, street vendors, lots of good food, a lot of beautiful people, and a lot of smiles.
Well, it's pretty fun for party.
Fun people to hang out with.
Lots of fortune tellers, empaths, sensitive.
Again, circle back.
That was the episode. Hope you had a good one. Thank you guys for joining.
Thank you.
Togo is coming up next.
I was searching for my cursor. So yeah, Thailand. The video will now be, I learned this video. I don't know if I will react to something more. It turned out to be longer than I thought. It's now half an hour long, 1.5 hour long. Thailand geography now. I hope it will work to export this on YouTube, and we have learned a lot. We have learned a lot about the country. We have learned something about death penalty. I have not yet. I have learned. Have to.
ดิฉันรักคุณค่ะ
ดิฉันรักคุณค่ะ
ดิฉันรักคุณ
ดิ
ค่ะ
ฉัน
ดิฉันรักคุณ
ดิ
ค่ะ
ฉันรักคุณค่ะ
ผมมีความสุขมากครับ
ผมมีนมสุขครับ
ผมรักคุณครับ
I have to say this
ผมรักคุณครับ
ผมรักคุณครับ ผมรักคุณครับ Blu-ray